Welcome to Crypto Gaming Bros. In this video, I would like to share with you everything you need to know about Axie Infinity. In Axie Infinity, the goal of the game is to defeat your opponent's Axies before you are defeated. Axie Infinity is a turn-based card game that's a bit like a team Pokémon game. Each Axie has 4 skill cards that you randomly draw per turn between all 3 of your Axies. On Pokémon, you have the choice to use one of the 4 different attacks on your turn, but on Axie you can only use what you've drawn. To play your abilities, you need energy. You start with 3 energy on round 1 and you gain 2 energy every round after. By carefully managing your energy, you can deal larger attacks on your opponent or save up for tricky situations. To get the same card again in a game, you need to have drawn all other cards that your Axies have at least once. This usually happens around round 5 or 6. While playing the game, you earn a crypto called Smooth Love Potion, or SLP for short. This is used to be able to breed Axies, but you can also sell it on a crypto exchange like Binance for money. At the moment, it is currently priced at 13 cents per SLP. To be able to earn SLP, you need energy. The energy you are given depends on the amount of Axies you own. For owning 3 to 9 Axies, you get 20 energy a day and regenerates 5 energy every 6 hours. 10 to 19 Axies, you get 40 energy a day at 5 energy every 3 hours. And owning 20 Axies or more gets you 60 energy a day at 5 energy every 2 hours. You are guaranteed 50 SLP a day by doing the daily task, which is over $5 worth of crypto just for playing a game. You can make another 100 SLP from playing the adventure mode, which is against a computer. You don't need energy to win SLP in adventure mode, but you are capped out at 100 SLP. You do, however, need energy to gain XP and level up in adventure mode. Leveling up in adventure mode makes it faster to earn SLP, and around level 19 in adventure mode allows you to earn around 10 SLP per game. These amounts are subjected to change according to the needs of balance. There are 9 different types of Axies you can get that all have different strengths and abilities. These types of Axies are Beast, Aquatic, Plant, Bird, Bug, Reptile, Mech, Dawn and Dusk. Axies have different body parts based on the skills they have and the breed. As you get used to the game, you'll start to notice what skills an Axie has just by looking at it. For example, if we look at this Axie, it has an orange tail, a fin on its back, ears, eyes, mouth and a horn on its head. The mouth, the fin on its back, which is called the spine, and the tail are all body parts that resemble the 4 skills that are unique to this Axie. The eyes and ears are extra body parts that give the Axie extra stat bonuses. Because this Axie has all aquatic body parts, it has the max stats for an aquatic Axie. This means it has 57 speed, which is useful for an aquatic because it has a higher chance of attacking before the other player. In my opinion, this is important for an aquatic because it has medium armor and high attack. It can't tank much and it needs to be able to pull off big attacks before dying. Compared to this Axie, which has off-breed eyes and ears, causing it to have stats more useful for Reptile and Beast. This is not always a bad thing because you can mix body parts and create unique Axies that can work well in different situations. So instead of having high speed, this Axie has extra health and morale. Now I'd like to explain what each of the 4 different stats each Axie has. Health determines the total hit points of an Axie. This means it has more HP to absorb damage before dying. Skill determines your Axie's accuracy. Higher skill means it is less likely to miss an attack. In the game's current state, it is very rare to miss an attack no matter what your skill level is unless you have been debuffed. Morale determines an Axie's critical strike chance and number of last stands. Critical strike allows you to do much more damage on a hit, and last stands allow you to get a few more attacks in even after your Axie has run out of HP. Speed determines the attack order of Axies. Axies with higher speed will attack at the beginning of turns. Speed also increases your Axie's chance to dodge attacks, but just like the skill stat, in the game's current state, this has not really been implemented yet and is rarely seen unless an Axie has been buffed or debuffed. The stats of an Axie have different mechanics in game that help in different ways. Each different breed of Axie emphasises each of these different stats. Plant Axies have high health because they are tank Axies, usually used on the front line to absorb damage for a longer period of time. Because the plant parts are all focused on having high health, its other stats are lower, so on this Axie, its speed is 31, skill 31 and morale 41. Plant Axies have the lowest speed of all other Axies and usually always attack last. The focus stat on Beast Axie is morale. Most Beast Axies have a max morale of 61, but because they can deal massive damage as morale increases critical strike chance, they are balanced with low health and medium speed. Reptile stats have 3 HP and 1 speed per reptile part, so it's more focused on high health and medium speed and low to medium morale. Reptiles can be good for tanking. They have high damage cards, but none of them are the highest damage compared to other Axies like aquatic and birds. But that's the best thing about Axie Infinity. You can have any class's skill on any Axie if you mix breed them. Reptiles have high armor and can absorb a nice amount of damage, but can be slower taking down enemies. Aquatic Axies have 3 speed and 1 HP for each aquatic part. They have medium armor and HP, but they have high damage skill cards making them great mid laners. Bird Axies are like glass cannons. They have very low HP but deal massive damage. Their stats have 3 speed and 1 morale per bird part. Because pure birds have max speed, they usually always get to attack first. Bug Axie stats have 3 morale and 1 HP per bug part. They have very low damage, but have a lot of debuffing skills that can stop enemy Axies from attacking by stunning, lowering speed or attack, and destroying enemy cards that they hold in their hand. They have medium health but low speed and skill. Their high morale is a bit useless because of their low damage, but it does allow them to have higher amount of last stand attacks. There are 3 secret class Axies called Dusk, Dawn and Mech. These Axies get a 7% damage bonus. Their attacks and stats are the combination between the 2 classes that they are mixed with. Mech Axies are the offspring between a purebred beast and bug. Dusk Axies are the offspring of a purebred reptile and aquatic, and Dawn Axies are the offspring between purebred plant and bird Axies. Even though they have a 7% damage bonus, the mixture of stats can make them a lot harder to use. As you may already know, Axies can be bred with each other to create brand new, unique Axies. Each Axie can be bred up to 7 times each, but after each time you breed it, the amount of it costs doubles. This is to slow down the amount of Axies coming into the game. At the moment, it takes 5 days to hatch an egg once you breed it. When the time limit is up, you can morph it into an adult Axie, where you can sell it on the market or you can use it to battle with. The skills you get from breeding are completely random, but the higher the pureness, the higher the chance you'll get the skills that you want. The Axie Infinity marketplace is the only place you should be buying Axies. When an account gets banned, the Axies are also banned. People still have access to their Axies, which means they can be sold on other websites. If you end up buying a banned Axie on a website like OpenSea, you won't be able to use it and you will have a hard time selling it again. When buying Axies on the marketplace, ask yourself what you would like to do with your Axies. Because if you want to breed them, you will want to get ones that have never been bred before, and have a high pureness so they are less likely to get mutations. They may cost more, but you'll be able to make more money with them. I usually go for Axies with over 90% purity. The Axie website doesn't tell you this information. You'll need to download a Chrome extension called Freaks Axie Extension. I'll link it in the description for you. This is a very useful extension that shows you all the Axie stats and purity. It also shows you the Axie's recessive genes. The recessive genes are the mutations of skills from other Axie breeds that the baby has a chance to have when breeding. If they do have a recessive mutation, you will most likely get at least 1 mutation if you breed it 4 times, but if you're breeding it with a high purity Axie, you should double your money, but that depends on what breed and how lucky you get. There will be a lot more coming to Axie Infinity in the future, and I believe this will be the next big thing since Pokémon, as it brings opportunity to millions around the world with its play to earn aspect. You may think this game is expensive, but because of its ability to have scholarship accounts, where accounts can be loaned out to people for a split profit of SLP, this creates a self-sustaining economy where scholarship players sell SLP to exchanges and breeders buy the SLP from exchanges to breed new teams to give to scholars or sell to other players. There is still massive growth for this game and it is a great time to get involved. Now that I've told you the basics of Axie Infinity, you should have the knowledge to get stuck in and create your own teams. Keep updated with Axie Infinity by subscribing, and if you have any other questions, join our Discord, the link will be in the description. Thanks for watching.